This is Kitzur Yomi as we continue with Siman Mem Aleph. Continuing in the progression, we just learned the halachas of washing your hands. Netilas Yadayim. Now we move on to the actual bread. Says the Kitzur Sevalav Alechem Gomer. On actual bread, Shivachamishes Mini Dag Mevarchim Lefanav Amaitzi Lachar Birchzam Hazik. There's a Baba Kitzur we'll get to in Siman Memches. Yeshli Zayir Sifbei says the kids shall have to be you should not be mafsik, you should not make an interruption between the Tilsidayim and Amoitzi Aval Motzalanis. Amen. You let answer Amen Aliza Bracha Shushameya to a bracha that you hear. So you're not allowed to between the washing and the bracha, you should not be mafsik. And a delay of amount of time to 22 amais, which in note number 7 says is 12 seconds. 22 amais, I don't know, about 35 feet, 10, 12 seconds. So walking from one house to the next, you spoke so that's not even the meal. Mikri hefsik. It's called a hefsik. So what happens if you made a hefsik? Says the Kitzur, there's no problem. You do not have to wash again. Time as long as you didn't do a maisa, or you spoke in between, and then you need to wash again. So we're learning a fascinating halacha. As much as we know, we cannot be mafsik between the washing and the bracha. If you did general hefsik, you don't have to make a new bracha. But if you did a maisa, then, or you spoke a lot, then you need to wash your hands again. Says the Kitzur Siv Gimel by Pas, if you cut the bread, you should cut at the greatest place. They covered abracha. What's the choice place of the bread? The hardest place. If it's baked, the best. That is the place where it's cracking a little. It's the place where it begins to bake the breast. The dough expands, goes inward, until it cracks open. An elderly person, if someone who can't eat hard bread, then don't cut over there first. Cut the softest place. Since one should not be mafsik with an unnecessary delay, because we just spoke about that. We don't want anyone to delay between the washing and the bracha. By delaying, by cutting the bread. Says the Kitzur that's the reason. You want to cut a little bit, like a ring. You want to cut around the whole bread, not too deep. Of course, if you're going to hold it, but to hold the whole thing. But if you cut it too deep, why should like it? If you cut it too much, chashav kiprus is called cracked off. Anan bina, we need shevar berachsamasi ba'oyid sheb hashalim. So you want to cut into it, but not too deep. After you make this initial cut, leave the V's connected. After you finish the bracha, then you separate it. The bracha concludes while the bread is still whole. And an example of this, aside for a Friday Night Lecha Mishnah, is you have a bagel. You want to cut your bagel in half. So you're going to want to cut it, but leave it in a way that it's still going to be connected, because it's called a shalim. And similarly, if you make, when you're cutting a loaf that's not a lo yachtal legamri kodem bracha, because that's a different mile. You also want a bracha on the largest piece. Ubi Shabbos lo yachtal klal kikar alachar bracha. So it should be completely whole. Now, we know that what we do is we make a little bit of a roish, make a little bit of a scratch to make it easier to find the right place to cut it. If you during the week, it's a very small roll, because it's not going to be a big deal to crack off a piece. We continue with Sif Dallas, says the Kitzur. You should not cut off a small piece. And it looks like you're being miserly. Don't cut off a massive piece. Look gluttonous. If you're eating with a lot of people, and you have to give everyone a piece of the bread. Cut off a large piece. take a piece of that for yourself, then give everyone from that piece. Ube Shabbos, listen to the Kitzur. You could cut yourself off a massive piece of challah, that which you need for the whole meal. They cover the Shabbos. Why? You want to eat a lot. During the week, you want to eat the piece that he cut off after reciting the Hamaitzi Kodim Shechel Pas Acher before eating anything else. Because that's the bracha you made. Continuous Sivei says the Kitzur Kodim Sheyavarich. Now we're going to learn the exact methodology how to make the bracha. Before you make the bracha, you want to put both hands on the bread. You want to have all 10 fingers touching the bread. The 10 mitzvahs of pas, which is what? Lo sachar b'chamar, kelayim, leket, shicha, peah, lo yisachsem, truma, ma'isisha, ma'isasheni, and chalo. Lachein, therefore, yishiyud tevis b'chsam ma'is, 10 words. V'yud, baruch atah Hashem, Elokeinu melech ha'olam, ha'moitzi lecha min ha'aretz, v'eina yichol lecha yisaberu, v'atanas in lam nacholam b'yitai, v'yud tevis b'pasik, and there's 10 words in the pasik, eretz chita sa'ira, v'yud tevis b'pasik, and there's 10 words in the pasuk, v'ita in the chas, so lots of 10s. That's you putting your 10 fingers on it. Shemer says shame, and you say the shame, yagbiyas alechem, you pick up the bread, and v'shavs debiya shame, you pick up both of them. V'yivarech lekavani, you make a bracha with the kavana, v'yidak loitzi eight, if you want to say well, esahei shel ha-moitzi, not moitzi. V'yitin revach sas, a little bit of space, v'yitevas lechem, l'tevas min. Ha-moitzi, lechem, min, 2 different words. You don't want the mems to get swallowed up. Afilu lanias amin. V'yishlach chaksayis b'yafsik shid chaksayis al being mafsik ayin likamon. We continue to say v'amitzlavi al shachamelach. You should have on the table salt. Kodim sheyifsa before breaking the bread. V'yitel abrusa v'amutziv v'elchen. You dip the bread into the salt. No 44. It says the Mishnah Berurah al b'kabal. You dip 3 times. Why? Levisha shochan doim lemizvech. Your table's like the mizvech. V'achila, and the eating is what? La carbon v'nemar kol carbon chatakemech. Levisha shochan doim lemizvech. Toiv li zoyer so l'harag of kina. Should not kill a louse on the table because it's like your mizbeach. We finish with Siv Zayin and Mechalik when you give out the bread to those who are eating with you. Lo yizarkan, don't throw bread. Das lisik is a bas. And you should have put it into their hands. Because that is the way of mourners. Rather, you put the bread in front of them. Stop over here. I'll pick it up from Sivchas the next year. B'siyata dishmai.